Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low. I'm kidding. I'm going to create a video about mental illness. And currently I am like, you know, this is a perfect example of what mental illness is, and I wanted to share it with people because I'm not saying that I have it horrible. What I'm saying is, you know, there's people that are going to be having it like I do. There's going to be people that have it better than you, and there's going to be people that have it worse than you. So, you know, you really can't compare yourself to others. Every individual is their own. Nobody's going to be the same by any means. And a lot of people don't fully understand what mental illness is. Mental illness is difficult. You know, it's how you think and how you interpret things in life. And sometimes something can happen and that will alter your mental state, or you could be born with something like that. I have depression. I have major depressive disorder. I have generalized anxiety disorder. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I have borderline personality disorder. And it's really tough sometimes. What borderline personality disorder means, because not a lot of people don't know what it means. It's scary sounding and it really isn't. It basically just means that my mood fluctuates a lot throughout the day and just in general. Throughout this video you will see my mood change. I'll be, you know, crying my eyes out 1 minute, and then the next minute I'll be, you know, happy as can be, and then 5 minutes later I will want to burn down a whole city. You know, it's just stuff like that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything like this. I am feeling very happy right now, and it just comes up, and you just gotta deal with it. And it's really hard when you're like at work or something, and you know, you just like get really mad. You know, I have anger management problems. And I used to get a lot of road rage. It was real bad. It got to the point where I got out of the car and chased people. It got to the point where I made someone, well, technically I didn't, but I'm just gonna say, I made them crash into the median. That's what happens when you fuck with me. Don't do it. Who's that knocking at the door? It is Jesus Christ, my Lord. Add me on SoundCloud, your boy, Skinny Penis. Alright, see. Oh, and I have ADHD off the charts. So that definitely makes it bad. It was just, you know, it's just a shit on my chest kind of thing. Borderline person, yeah, my mood, see, ADHD, and I'm just, I can't remember jack shit. I'm like, it's like I'm like talking to someone, but there's actually nobody there, and like, I'm used to that. A part of BPD is, you know, constant feeling of loneliness, constant feeling of emptiness, fear of abandonment, what else? Horrible negative self-image, suicidal thoughts, there's a couple other, but I know I have them all, which is, you know, it took me the longest time to figure out, you know, what I have and why my moods keep going, because when I went to inpatient, I was told that I have borderline I have bipolar. They both start with a B, so bitch, you guessed it. Yeah, I don't have bipolar. And then I have DBT therapy, which is dialectical behavioral thinking, and it just alters the way you look at the world and the way you react to certain situations. And literally, that's the, I guess you could say, treatment for BPD. So I'm in the right place. It's great. I love group therapy. Group therapy is very helpful because you not only can give your input, but others can give input. And you can all mix your inputs together and give feedback, and it's really glorious. And so I have that. I don't really have any friends. And like that's something that's been really hard for me my whole life. Growing up, I had 2 friends, Justine and Elizabeth. And I was first friends with Justine, and then Elizabeth came along. And it was just really hard to have a best friend trio. So eventually, Justine and I got broken up by Elizabeth. But someone's gonna watch this and they're definitely gonna be like, she's a serial killer. And then you're gonna turn me into the police and I'm gonna be like, what? How did you guess? I'm just getting like, ooh, it feels like, like you're terrible, you're a horrible person. But yeah, I've never had friends. I've never like had a like friend that carries through my entire life. It's only been like snippets, Growing up was tough. I'm not saying I didn't get any attention. I got attention. But because I'm adopted, I have that attachment problem. And this is hard to talk about. Yeah, fear of abandonment because I was abandoned at birth. And it's really hard to talk about and like look at me now. I'm, very thankful to be here in the US. I could, be a stripper in Russia, who knows, somewhere, I don't know. But here I am, I got a great education. Not saying I'm done with education, but I grew up in a wealthy area. I'm very well off than most, which I'm very thankful for. But I've just struggled with identity, I guess. Not like gender identity, because I'm a chick. I just have always been lonely. Growing up, I would play Monopoly by myself. I would play Scrabble by myself. I would play cards by myself. Yeah, it was always just, I could never actually make a connection with someone and have it be a genuine and wholesome connection. It's just been fake, and it's really hard. I'm not like trying to have a pity party for myself at all. It's just, I'm just a really lonely, really depressed individual. I'm like so heavily depressed. It's insane. Like, I can't even look at the camera because I'm just in a daze. I'm I'm just so hurt and so damaged, and I thought this would be a walk in the park to talk about this, but no. This is breaking me apart. Holy fucking shit. I have so much anger right now. I just want to kick the wall down. I want to break a bunch of shit right now. But you have to do the opposite of the urge. So you just, it's difficult, it really is. Something I find that helps is pacing. Pacing is really helpful for me. It just always keeps you moving. So if you have chronic pain like I do, if I'm always moving, it doesn't hurt as much. So that's why I'm like moving all about me, because I'm very, very anxious. And some will think this is fake, but I cannot fake this. This is what I do. So when people think I have a social life, like I kind of did at college, I did have a social life at college. It's very hard for me to manage a relationship, for that matter, let alone a stable one, and I just struggle so much. And something I would never, ever, ever wish depression on anybody, not even my worst enemy. It is so unbearable. Something that's very helpful is you have to do the opposite of the urge. If you have an urge, like, to hurt yourself, if you just keep hurting yourself, you're only feeding the addiction. I have had my whole life, I had trained my brain so that when I do something wrong, which is always, you have to hurt yourself as punishment. So from, elementary school, middle school, high school, all of that, anything I did something wrong, I would go hurt myself. And it's so hard to just, the horrible thoughts I get are just unbearable, and no person should have to go through them. I've worked my ass off to get where I am today. My whole life I've been hurting myself, and now I need to stop feeding the addiction. It'll get easier as you go on, but at first it'll be hard to stop hurting yourself. Do the opposite of the urge. Punishment decreases the behavior, the desired behavior, that is. If, like I do, having BPD, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of different thoughts rush into my head. And instead of reacting to each and every one of them, you just have to sit back, imagine it's a snow globe, and just picture all the particles of snow flowing around you, which are the different emotions. And instead of pinpointing them, look at it as a whole. Take a step back and figure out which behaviors or which thoughts you want to react to. Good night. Love you. And it's difficult to get there, but you can't give up. I've been a loner my whole life. And like, I just have a black feeling in my stomach. Feels terrible. Absolutely unbearable. And I don't want anyone to go through what I have to go through because it's terrible. It's fucking terrible. Sometimes I'll go days without eating. Just because I have a problem with purging. I have a really big problem with purging. And I haven't eaten in like 3-4 days. So now my stomach's acting up. I just have this black feeling, just emptiness, and it's there's just, I'm so numb, and like I just want to fade away. I think I'm going, I could talk about mindfulness. I've been using skills to help me get through these behaviors. I discovered what mindfulness is, and it's beautiful. Mindfulness is anything you want it to be, really. What I classify as mindfulness is something that makes me very happy. Something that's relaxing, For me, my mindfulness is riding horses. I've been doing it my whole life. Gotta get on a horse soon. I have a fish tank. I'm a fish tank fanatic right now. And I have I thought I had to sneeze. I look like a chipmunk. How ugly am I? Alright. I'm a dinosaur. I'm kidding. Did you know dinosaurs quacked? Due to the shape of their larynx, they could not roar. They would quack. Alright. Fun fact of the day. I'm so weird. Also, my hair's a mess. Mindfulness, correct. So anytime I'm feeling stressed, I just go over to my fish tanks. And I talk to my fish. And I sing to them. And that's what calms me down, singing to my fish, honestly. Yeah. And you can find your own way of practicing mindfulness. It doesn't have to be like yoga and spin cycle or whatever the hell it's called. That's probably just the laundry term. Soul cycle. Ugh. Give me a soul, please. I need a soul. I don't have a soul. And I'm not even ginger. I am a dumb blonde who is very, very confused. I'm very lost. Well, I'm awkward, and goodbye.